guys, here I am for another video. This is the third part of three-part series brought to you by Riyad Koba, an English teacher. Today, we will be talking about the top 7 mistakes students usually make when dealing with the guided writing in the baccalaureate exam. If you're interested and you want to find out more, please continue watching this video. Welcome back. Before getting started, let me remind you of the first and the second parts of this series. In the first part, we talked about the top mistakes students usually make in the reading section, and in the second one, we talked about the top mistakes students usually make when they answer the language exercises. You can find the links to the videos in the description box below. And if you're new here, subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. I've been grading the baccalaureate exams for many years. Unfortunately, students lose easy marks because of some mistakes they can easily avoid. I've collected them with the help of my colleagues, whom I thank very much for contributing to this video with valuable tips. Our aim here is to help you brush up your spelling mistakes, grammar, and punctuation, and to maximize your chances of getting a good mark. Let's get started with the guided writing. We know that there are different types of exercises that can be given in this section, such as biography, an adverb, a table or pie chart, or dehydrated sentences. And each type has its own characteristics and writing style. If you want to find out more about these types and how to write about them, please check out the videos that you will find in the description box below. So let's jump right in. Mistake number 1. Leaving the exam paper blank. Some students, unfortunately, do not take the writing task seriously. They leave the exam paper blank. As you can see from this sample, the student didn't write anything at all, and this really hurts after all these years of studying. Even if you consider yourself not that good at English, you are supposed to be able to write at least a few lines. Let me tell you something. Which is better? Writing nothing and getting a 0 on the test, or doing your best and getting half a mark? This half a mark can be either your reason for success or your reason for failure. And I'm going to tell you a story right now. I met a student who failed with the 9.98 average, and when I asked him about the English exam, he said that he had left the exam paper blank as he understood nothing about English. So what's the moral behind that? Every mark counts. If he had written a couple of lines and hadn't left the exam paper blank, he could have passed the BAC exam. So my tip is never ever leave the exam paper blank. I recommend that you start the writing section at the beginning of the exam because you are still not pressed for time and the information is still fresh in your mind. If you do so, I am sure that you will guarantee some marks. Okay? Great. Let's move on now to mistake number 2, rewriting all the prompts as they are. One of the mistakes is that some students rewrite the prompts as they are without any modifications or add-ins. So my tip to you is do not rewrite the prompts as they are. It is not your stock in trade had been returned to you, to be on the safe side. And here is an example of such a mistake. As you can see, the students copied and pasted the prompts as they are. If you do so, do not expect to be marked on that. So my tip, do your best to make sure your sentences and ideas are coherent by paraphrasing or expressing the given prompts in your own words. This is the least you can do and should do. Okay? Mistake number 3, missing some details. Some students do not use all the details in the question for one reason or another, or they forget to use some of them. So it should be noted here that this task is graded out of 4 for the science section and 5 for the arts section. So the elements of grading are adherence to the task, the effective use of the prompts, grammar, spelling, and cohesion. If you do not use all of the details effectively or miss any of them, this will result in the deduction of some points. So I think here there is no reason to lose easy marks this way. I've chosen this example to show you guys how some students tend to do that. As you can see, this student forgot to use the last line in the table, and this is considered missing information. So all details must be used. Got it? Moving on now to mistake number 4, copying from the prompts incorrectly. This one drives me crazy. I feel bad for students who lose easy marks because of some mistakes which can be easily avoided. If you make such silly mistakes, silly between inverted commas, in the reading comprehension, in the language exercises, and in the writing sections, you could lose at least 1 or 2 points or 2 marks easily. So please be aware of such mistakes. Every point counts. It's all about concentration. As shown from this example, we see that this student copied the word physically and other words, as you can see, incorrectly. So he forgot the letter H. So we call such mistakes careless mistakes, which can be easily avoided. So please do yourself a favor and avoid them. Mistake number 5, using ellipses this way. This is also a common mistake students usually make, whether in the reading comprehension section when they justify their answers, or in the writing task when they leave out some details. As you can see from this sample exam, the student used ellipses 2 times here and there. So what does this mean? Is the examiner supposed to go back to the question each time you do that to check what words are missing? Of course not. The examiner will be in charge of correcting what you would be writing and assessing it, and not of checking the missing words. For teachers, this is considered missing information and incoherent sentences. Got it? Moving on now to mistake number 6, reordering the given prompts. Let me ask you a question. Why do you reorder the given prompts? The committee who prepared the exam had already ordered them for you in the best way possible. Your role is to use these prompts efficiently and coherently, and as shown from this example, the students changed the order of the prompts, which made his paragraph a little bit incoherent. He should have brought it forward and kept it as it was to be on the safe side. So my tip to you is strive for perfection based on the suggested prompts. Let's move on now to mistake number 7, adding information from their own. This is something we also notice in some exam papers. Some students add information thinking that this will improve their writing and thus get good grades. Let me tell you something, you are in the wrong, dear students. In this question, you're not supposed to be adding anything. My tip is do not add any information. You might be giving wrong information. So just stick to the prompts to be on the safe side. As simple as that. Let's recap now the main points. Never ever leave the exam paper blank. Write as many lines as you can. Do not rewrite all the prompts as they are. Try to paraphrase or express the given prompts in your own words. Do not miss any detail. Use them effectively. Do not copy from the prompts incorrectly, but try to concentrate when you do that. Do not use ellipses. Write all the details in the question. Do not reorder the given prompts, but strive for perfection based on the suggested prompts. And finally, do not add information from your own, but stick to the prompts to be on the safe side. That's all I have for the guided writing. I hope you find these tips helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also to make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. The next video will be about the top mistakes you make in the free writing section. Check it out. Thank you so much. Love and peace. Riyadh.